to help my would-be girlfriend focus on her college entrance exams. I heartlessly rejected her confession. I thought she'd take it as motivation to work harder, but to my surprise, just to spite me, she ended up sleeping with my best bro. I assumed that would be the end of us, but I didn't expect my dad, for the sake of our family business, to force me into an engagement with her. However, what no one knew was, on the night before the engagement, she actually wore a wedding dress and spent the whole night fooling around with 5 of her friends with benefits. So on the day of the engagement party, I exposed her fake goody-two-shoes act in front of everyone and made a grand entrance with the sugar baby I was keeping. Chapter 1. Willow was the campus belle of C University, beautiful, brilliant, and admired by all. Unfortunately for her, I kidnapped her. For 2 months, I made her dance in skimpy outfits and sing seductive songs like 18 Touches. I kissed her, touched her, and never gave her a single decent piece of clothing. Still, she wouldn't submit. Late at night, drunk, I trapped her on the couch and forced her to drink. Her lips turned rosy from the alcohol. Her chin bruised red under my grip. Coughing painfully, she glared at me. I patted her cheek. With a cold smirk, I said, "Babe, since you won't drink the wine of respect, I'll make you drink the wine of punishment." Half a year ago, I fell for her. I chased her for 3 months, pulling out every stop, but she stayed unmoved. Then, as fate would have it, her house got smashed by debt collectors, and her sister couldn't pay her tuition. I fixed everything with a wave of my hand, so long as she agreed to be mine. She refused. Proud and stubborn, she worked part-time to pay it off. I ran out of patience and took her by force to my villa. Willow lay on the couch, her neck damp. With a sinister tone, I whispered, "Babe, if you had said yes earlier, I wouldn't have had to treat you like this." Her skin, so pale it looked carved from jade. I couldn't resist planting soft kisses there. I said, "Right now, I like you, so what lands here are kisses. But if one day you wear out my patience, who knows what will fall on your neck then?" Willow's body trembled slightly. I grabbed her chin and asked, "What do you call me?" Avoiding my burning gaze, she replied stiffly, unwillingly, "Master." Satisfied, I let her go. Suddenly, my vision blurred, and lines of floating comments appeared before my eyes. "Damn, this is intense. Step 1 to taming the cold-hearted beauty, imprisonment and force. Yandere villainous and evil simp, perfect toxic combo. Top-tier ship. Too bad she'll get her revenge and it'll end in tragedy. Wait, us. I'm the toxic simp villain, and she's the Yandere antagonist." I looked at Willow. Her brows were elegant, her lips thin, her phoenix eyes cold and seductive. A classic beauty with a face that screamed world-weary indifference. Right now, bullied by me, she looked fragile. I just wanted her love. How could I hurt her because I couldn't have it? Why would she ever turn dark? Chapter 2. To save the tragic ending between us, I decided to abandon lust and choose virtue. In practice, this meant I stopped touching her. For 2 weeks straight, I left early and came home late. One night, coming back drunk from the bar, I found Willow still awake. She had just showered, wrapped in a loose bathrobe, its neckline slightly parted, revealing a sudden spring of temptation. Her long legs tangled beneath the hem. She froze for a second when she saw me, then gently frowned. I struggled to look away and headed straight to my room, but her voice followed behind me. "You're back this late, drunk again. You stink." I didn't argue with her sharp tongue. Yawning, I said, "I'm going to bed. You should rest too. I got you a gift the other day. It should have arrived." Willow scoffed, went back to her room and returned with a box. "This is the gift you were talking about?" she asked. She opened it. Inside was a dress so revealing it made one blush. Just a few strings up top, and an ultra-short skirt below. Exactly her size. It took me a second to remember. It was a custom order I had made before. When I looked up, Willow was already slipping off her robe. She turned her head away, lips pressed tight, eyes icy. Her exposed shoulders tensed slightly from the chill in the air. Her pale skin, slender waist, and long legs were stunningly sculpted. She said, "Go on, look while you can. If you want to touch, just do it." I hate the smell of alcohol. She pretended to act casual, but the tips of her ears were already red. Her fingers rested at her waist. She took a deep breath to mentally prepare herself, then swiftly started undressing. I stopped her. "Wait." She paused, frowning. "What now?" "I'm not agreeing to anything too extreme," she said. I helped her pull the robe back on. My fingers brushed her waist, and she flinched slightly. I said, "Put it on." "I'm not forcing you." I picked up the fallen robe and wrapped it around her. "Even if you stood naked in front of me, I'd ask if you're cold, not touch you." "Sorry, I'm not the kind of man who can hurt a woman." You. Willow's ears flushed a deeper red. She hurriedly dressed again, cheeks burning with embarrassment. With her lashes lowered, she said, "As if I wanted you to look. You better mean what you said." Then she turned around and stormed off. I nodded. Of course. Willow, I won't force you again. She froze for a second. Then replied with a forceful slam of the door. The on-screen comments erupted. Let me jump into the story. I can do the hurting women part. I swear. I'd strip the villainess clean and devour her whole. Willow blushed so hard, was prepared to be sacrificed. But the simp villain's not in the mood tonight. One replied. She wasn't that prepared to die. Honestly, more like low-key expecting it. Her body says yes. Mouth says no. Oh please. She's saying, don't go too far, while stripping completely. Girl, come on. Another added. Guys, remember, she hates the male lead's coercion. That's why she later goes full dark mode. Chapter 3. I fully committed to my role as a respectful gentleman. The bathroom door wasn't shut all the way. Through the narrow gap, Willow's silhouette was faintly visible. She tilted her head back slightly, lifting both hands to brush through her hair. Her arms stretched as water ran down her back, traced her waistline, and slipped into forbidden territory. If it were before, I would have barged in without hesitation. But today, I tiptoed over, just to close the door. As I got closer, I heard her startled voice. Who's there? Willow quickly grabbed a towel and wrapped it around herself. What are you trying to do? She demanded. Her eyes were full of suspicion. I'm warning you, don't try anything. I never agreed to just anything. And don't even think about crossing the line. The towel hung loosely, barely clinging on. As I reached out, Willow instinctively stepped back, and before I even touched her, the towel fell. I did everything I could not to look. Squatting down to pick it up, Willow backed away, her voice strained. This isn't right, I replied. No, this is perfect. I wrapped the towel securely around her. Tighten it properly next time, and be careful. No guy could stay calm after seeing a body like yours. Especially not when you're literally the definition of temptation, I added. But don't worry, I won't do anything to you. I'm more righteous than anyone. Willow stared at the towel now tightly wrapped around her, then covered her eyes in total frustration. I told her. Don't be too touched. Get some sleep. After I walked away, she muttered under her breath. Go to hell. Seriously, don't be too touched. Ugh, I'm touched to death. Thanks. The screen comments blew up. LMAO, not sure if she's touched, but the simp villain's definitely gonna die. Willow was clearly burning up, and he put her fire out with a bath towel. Tragic. She hates this guy. Remember? The bathroom door's always locked tight. Why wasn't it today? Ugh, so close to that midnight snack. That towel was practically saying ready to serve, and the simp still didn't get it. No, this isn't cluelessness, this is redemption through love. Chapter 4. At a corporate dinner party, bored out of my mind, I sent Willow a message out of concern. I texted, it's supposed to rain tonight. Remember to close your windows and tuck yourself in. After a few seconds, I added, oh, right. I was going to tell her I wouldn't be coming home. She hated the smell of alcohol, and I was planning to crash at a hotel. But just then, Willow replied, George, it's raining really hard here. Is it heavy over there too? I responded with, what did that even mean? She quietly deleted the message. I typed, what did you mean by that? No reply. The bullet comments popped up. LMAO bro, have you never been online? That's an internet euphemism. One moment of extroversion, a lifetime of introversion. I thought back to that night in the bathroom. A wave of heat rushed over me. By the end of the dinner, it was already close to midnight. Alicia turned to me. Wanna come over to my place? Alicia Moo, my childhood friend, but I never liked her. After our families arranged our engagement, I grew even colder toward her. I said, nah, I'm heading home. She hooked her arm around my neck. George, we're engaged. No need to be so polite. Her flirty tone made me uncomfortable. And then, George, a voice I knew well. I turned. It was Willow. She wore a simple white dress, like a magnolia still dewy in the morning light. She stood out starkly among the flashy crowd. I gently pried Alicia's arm off and stood up straight. Somewhat guilty, I muttered. Junior, what are you doing here? Willow didn't want to expose our relationship, so I addressed her distantly. She frowned slightly and asked, why didn't you come home? I blinked. What? Alicia looked Willow up and down, smirking. I had too much to drink, she said, so I asked George to take me home. She tugged at my arm, unsuccessfully. I hesitated, unsure if Willow was just asking as a classmate, or subtly accusing me, as someone I was keeping, of neglecting her. Willow's hand at her side clenched into a fist. She frowned and said, George, I left something in your bedroom last time. Alicia picked up on the tension. It's really late. What did you leave that's so important? Willow gave a faint smile. Something very important. Bullet comments rolled in. Oh damn. Willow playing dirty, subtle flex that she's been to his bedroom. She's clearly trying to provoke Alicia. These two hate each other. Wow. The poor campus belle is actually super calculating, definitely future villainous energy. Classic villainous, doesn't love, but has crazy control issues, actually. I think she's deeply in love, just super emotionally repressed. Wait, was Willow doing this on purpose? Chapter 5. Late at night, I insisted Willow go look for that important item in the bedroom. If she couldn't find it, well, I'd have every reason to tease her. She said, "That's not necessary." I smiled. "If you still remember it, it must matter." "Don't worry, I'm generous. Go ahead." For once, Willow hesitated. She pressed her lips together, then started searching through the corners. I lay back on the bed, eyes closed, resting, until she opened a box. Inside, all sorts of unspeakable items. On top, a red rope meant for bondage. Beside it, a "not safe for polite company" bondage guide. Willow's body trembled. Her eyes burned with restraint, her breath growing ragged. Back when I first met her, she'd just been robbed, tied up, wrists and ankles bound. That bruised, disheveled beauty had stirred a dark impulse in me, so I bought the rope, though I'd never used it. I jumped out of bed and snatched the rope from her hands. Willow looked up. Her eyes were filled with too many things: emotion, shock, a fierce fire that refused to blink. She looked frightened, which only made me want to bully her more. I held her hand gently. "Sorry, didn't mean to scare you." Her voice was husky. The corners of her lips curled slightly. "You think I'd be afraid of that? How could I?" I sighed. "You don't have to act tough. It wasn't for you." Willow blinked, confused. She asked sharply, "Then who was it for?" I replied, "To use on someone else." "Don't worry, I could never bear to do that to you." And with that, I pushed her out of the room. The bullet comments exploded. LOL, the villainess looked way too into the rope. She's totally a submissive. She thinks he's gonna use it on someone else, especially now that she knows he's engaged. Double fury. Classic toxic dynamic. They hate each other, but still jealous if one gets close to someone else. They're all talking crap. Willow was obviously too freaked out to talk to me. Chapter 6. Before I even had the chance to smooth things over, Willow and Alicia were already tearing into each other at the bar. I rushed over, just in time to see Alicia hurl a glass of red wine at Willow's face. The wine ran down her cheek, soaking into her blouse. My heart ached. I roared at Alicia, "Get lost." Willow collapsed against me, blood at the corner of her lips. Gasping softly, she whispered, "It's just a little blood. No big deal." Alicia scoffed. "Brother Wong, that fake little coquette's at it again." Scram. The bullet comments lit up. LMAO textbook pretentious coquette. "So I don't hate coquettes, I just hate when they're not coquetting me. Bro, before you arrived." Willow had Alicia on the floor slapping her silly, as if I wouldn't know if she was faking. "This girl barely lets me touch her. If she's leaning on me now, she's clearly at her limit." Those little gasps. Definitely pain. Damn Alicia. I took Willow to treat her wounds, but later that night, she came down with a fever. The once untamable girl now looked fragile and docile. She murmured softly, cheeks burning red. I wiped her down with a towel. Her pale skin was flushed, scattered with light bruises. She only wore a thin camisole, her body curled up, butterfly bones protruding. She looked heartbreakingly delicate. She'd kicked off her covers in her feverish haze. I tried to tuck her in, but she grabbed my neck. "Don't go. It's so cold." She clung to me, wrapping her legs around my waist. I took the thermometer from her mouth. Her lips parted slightly, eyes half-lidded. As I gave her medicine, her tongue curled up to meet my finger. What heat startled me. I jerked back. If she were sober and realized what she'd done, she'd probably smash her head into a wall. I fed her water. The water trickled down her chin, soaking her collarbone. Sweat beaded on her forehead. I brushed her bangs aside and pressed my palm against her skin. Her features were drenched in warmth, long lashes glistening with tears. Her gaze locked onto mine, lips soft and red, breath hot against my cheek, tongue flushed scarlet from the fever. Those half-open lips. I couldn't resist. I kissed her. Her breath hitched, mouth opening for air. But I devoured it all. My hand slid into her hair. She let out a soft whimper, grabbing my hand, guiding it downward. I stopped. Her lips, usually cold, were now burning. She looked like she was about to cry, her eyes pleading. "Please, please what?" I asked. She trembled. I want you." "What do you call me?" she murmured. "Master." I kissed her again, then began treating her. My fingers moved with precision, as steady as a calm sea, yet as fierce as a dragon beneath the waves. In mere moments, the medicine had worked. Bullet comments poured in. "She's totally faking it. Girls sober enough to ace a calculus exam. Don't censor this. I'm a premium member. Let me see the lesson. What's happening here? I'm confused, but I love it. And one final comment. Like a married couple, just without the actual lines. 20 minutes later, I washed my hands. Willow lay with her back to me. Half her face buried in the sheets, sweaty forehead, tears at her lashes. I poured her a glass of water. She shifted like a silkworm in a cocoon. Not drinking. Oh, so your throat's fine now, I teased. Didn't all that moaning hurt? She burrowed deeper into the covers. Leave me alone. Guess I really pushed her too far. She'd never acted so childishly before. I grabbed a straw and coaxed her to sip. Her soft lips obeyed. The words slipped out. Good girl, so good at sucking. Willow froze. Shame and fury filled her eyes. She spat out the straw and turned away. You're so annoying. I don't want to see you. I touched her forehead. Her fever had gone down. Then get some more rest. I'm heading out. She didn't respond. I tiptoed away. Bullet comments continued. So she can suck a straw now, what else might she suck later? Huh? She acts all bratty when she's fine. But once she's sick, total angel. She says she hates him, but clearly wants him to stay. Don't let go of this clingy kitten, bro. She only acts like this because she's sick. Normally, I can go 4 or 5 days without coming home and she doesn't care. Chapter 7. Willow had recovered, and with it, her iciness returned, colder than ever. I figured she must have remembered how she behaved during her fever. So vulnerable, so unlike her usual self. And that thing, yeah, I made her cry. Now, the two of us had nothing left to say. That weekend, an old buddy from City C came to visit. We met at a bar. I noticed the lipstick stain on Martin's neck and smirked. You've been living wild lately. Gotta introduce me sometime. TCH. Martin shook his head. Not happening. She's shy. Come on. Seriously. He leaned in, getting more excited as he drank. You have no idea. She used to be a rich girl. Super proud and stuck up, but then her family went bankrupt. Now she's all shut in and antisocial. I kinda picked her up off the ground. She lives in my villa now, never even steps outside. Tell me, you think someone like that still cares about romance? I nodded. Of course not. Martin was tipsy by now, wagging a finger. So I just force love on her every day. The more you push, the better. At first, she resisted hard. Then I called in a hot model in front of her. She cried on the spot. After that, she was down for anything. Now, she seduces me in cosplay daily. I was stunned. Why did none of this work on Willow? Even at her softest moment, she bit her lip and said no. Bullet comments flew in. OMG, it's a crossover. Martin's from another novel. His shut-in wife is also a villainess. That book's called Forcing Love on the Yandere Shut-In, full of high-speed smut. Horny bastard ex-traumatized villainess. So shippable. The comments threw me off more than Martin did. I asked. Wait, you still call in models? Doesn't your wife get jealous? He grinned. Of course, but only when she pisses me off. Besides, Martin leaned in, voice low and sneaky. She follows me around like a creepy ghost. Just wait, she'll be here any minute. Sure enough. While Martin stepped outside to take a call, I saw someone at the door. No, 2 someones. One wore a long black dress, eye-strikingly pretty. The other had her pinned against the wall, voice sharp. What's your relationship with them? Why are you here? That voice, it sounded like Willow. The black-dressed woman jerked her head sideways, like she was about to bite Willow's wrist. She barely broke free, straightening her dress. Her eyes sparkled with indignation. I'm here for my husband. Her air of anxiety hinted at her shut-in personality, but not overwhelming. Willow snorted. Here to catch him cheating. The woman glared. Don't say that about him. What a love brain. Willow rolled her eyes. He hires models. He clearly doesn't give a damn about you. The woman sneered. They're just hotels. I'm home. At least he still touches me. I sighed inwardly. Martin really knows how to play. Willow's eyes narrowed in disbelief. She snapped. Who asked you? Bullet comments lit up. OMG, this is too good. 2 Yandere villainesses face off. Sophia is straight up dancing on Willow's emotional minefield. Let's be real. Willow's low-key shattered. She's working quietly, runs into her man spending money elsewhere, and gets hit with a backhanded comment about how he won't touch her. Sophia, seductive and shameless. Willow, repressed and slowly imploding. Chapter 8. Is Willow sulking? I didn't buy it, and after we got into a fight at home, I believed it even less. It all started when she transferred money to my card without asking. Just a few tens of thousands. Not much for me. But for a student like her, a lot. I checked the account. Turns out, she hadn't touched a cent I'd ever given her. Frustration welled up. I asked, Willow, what's that supposed to mean? Growing up, every time my dad handed me a large sum of money, it meant he was about to disappear again. So whenever someone gives me money for no reason, I get pissed. I didn't realize how loud I was shouting. The card hit Willow and fell at her feet. She picked it up, shoved it into my hand, and said just 2 words, returning money. I snapped the card in 2. I told you, I don't need your money back. She bit her lip, a strange flicker in her eyes. Frowning, she asked, "George, what am I to you? A debtor, a sugar baby, or just your side chick?" Then, with a cold sneer, "I'm not some starry-eyed fool like the others. I hold grudges. Deep ones." I laughed. "Oh, really? So now you're accusing me? Who do you think you are?" The words slipped out in anger, and I regretted them the second they landed. Willow spread her hands and gave me a figures look. "I don't want this relationship anymore." Then I saw the suitcase at her bedroom door. "You're leaving." My voice cracked. Even my chest ached. "Willow, if you step out that door today, don't ever come back." I knew she didn't love me, probably couldn't wait to be rid of me. She paused for 2 seconds, then turned and walked away with her suitcase. Bullet comments rolled in. "These two, the Olympic champions of emotional repression. Pride drags love through the thorns. She's repaying him because she doesn't want to feel lesser in front of George, and he can't admit he doesn't want her gone. She's not actually leaving, her sister's on holiday. She's just going home for a few days." What? I acted before I could think. I rushed out, grabbed her suitcase, and threw it aside. I couldn't stand the cold look in her eyes, couldn't find anything decent to say, so I pushed her onto the couch, grabbed her nape, and kissed her. She struggled, bit me. I slipped a hand under her clothes, for treatment. But tonight wasn't like that fevered night. She wasn't just yielding. We were tangled in mutual fire. Kissing like our emotions might explode. She kissed me back. Fiercely. Angrily. I let go, still breathing hard. "I passed your sister's school today. They're on holiday." "Right. Don't leave tonight. I'll take you in the morning. Stay with her a few days, then come back." "Okay." "Hell knows." This was the first time I'd ever tried to say something nice. Willow looked at me with a storm of emotions. Hurt, anger, confusion. She turned away, voice soft. "George, am I just your toy?" I replied. "You think just anyone could be?" I patted her cheek. She turned her face slightly, like rubbing against my palm, even though I really wanted to touch her. I didn't want to force her. "I know you feel dirty. Go take a shower. Last time you were sick, I helped you out and you sulked for days." I got up. She lay on the couch, covering her face with the back of her hand. Bullet comments exploded. "Willow wants you to help her again. You dummy." Male lead with zero sensitivity. "She's not mad about the help. She's mad you never mentioned it again. One's too proud to speak, the other won't cross the line. So close. One more breath and it'd be bam 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 dot." I froze. Could it be? She actually likes me. I suddenly remembered Martin's shut-in wife and their messed up dynamic. When would Willow finally lose control and beg me for something? I crouched down, smiled, and asked, "Want me to get you some tools, give you a hand?" Her ears turned bright red. She shoved me away and ran into the bathroom. Chapter 9. The next day, I drove Willow back home. Then, my dad called. "George." I checked the calendar. "The day after tomorrow, 8th of the month, is perfect for your engagement with Alicia." I frowned. "Dad, I told you, I'm not marrying her. Besides, I happen to know she's not exactly reserved. 3 regular bed buddies. Everyone in the circle knows." My dad choked on his words. After a moment, he said, "Men have to think about the big picture. Marrying her is for the Wong family's future. Use her, then ditch her. No need to treat marriage too seriously. Once you're married, just live your separate lives." That casual take on love didn't even surprise me anymore. I sneered. "So this was your excuse for cheating on Mom?" "Back then. He cheated. And Mom, completely heartbroken, filed for divorce." My dad paused, then said, "Your mother gave up custody of you. Wasn't that a betrayal too?" "George, this world isn't built on love. A little heartlessness is normal. And you, haven't you got your little one stashed outside too?" My grip on the phone tightened. "You've been investigating me." "Just concerned, son. But listen, marry Alicia. Tie our families together. And you can do whatever you want after that. Otherwise." A threat, clear as day, but I wasn't going to sit back and wait. Over the years, I'd been secretly building my own network and pulling away from Wong family control. So I called my mom. As a kid, Dad never let her see me, telling me lies that she abandoned me. But the truth? I was the one who told her to leave. I was 11. She hugged me and cried. "These rich families, rotten to the core. If I leave now, and your dad has illegitimate children later, no one will protect you." I didn't quite get it then. Just said, "Mom, go, get strong, then come save me." "Okay." My thoughts were cut off by her voice on the line. The once Mrs. Wong was now Ning, CEO of a top overseas company. Well, look who's finally calling his poor mother. What does the great Mr. Wong want?" I laughed. "Honored Ms. Ning. Could you help me dig into the Mu family? Consider it done." Before the engagement banquet, the two families had a little get-together. I wasn't interested. But I went. At the table, it was the usual nonsense about me and Alicia growing up together. Alicia smiled demurely. I've always liked Brother Wong. He's always looked after me. I snorted. The table fell silent. My dad jabbed my side. Don't be rude. Why not? I blinked innocently. Alicia says I'm great. So is this nasty side of me still lovable? She kept up the good girl act. Everything about you is fine. But it didn't last. She got a phone call, and her face darkened. Right then. My phone rang. Willow. She never calls. I smiled and left the table. George, where are you? She sounded upset. Out eating. I'll be back soon. You're home already. Silence. Then, a shaky voice. Liar. You're with Alicia. Tomorrow's your engagement. Who told you that? Does it matter? Her voice cracked, choked with tears. You said you liked me. Liar. You're just toying with me. George, I hate you. I never want to like you again. My heart clenched. She said she liked me. I whispered. Stay home. Be good. I'm coming back right now. Chapter 10. I rushed home. The villa was completely dark. Why aren't the lights? Before I could finish, a figure flew into my arms. Willow. She threw herself at me, buried her face in my neck. Tears streamed down her face. George, you're really going through with the engagement? Huh? Then why are you here? Go away. Let me lie alone in this cold, lifeless house. I patted her back. If you want me gone, then let go first. She froze, then cried harder. Heartless bastard, I hate you. Willow wrapped her arms around my neck, rose on tiptoes, and kissed me. At first, I thought she was drunk, but she didn't reek of alcohol at all. Her tears smeared across my cheeks. As her kiss grew hotter, I cupped her chin. Didn't you say you hate me? Why the rush to kiss? She swatted my hand away. So annoying. Don't talk. I don't want to hear it. Her eyes were red, lashes wet, lips flushed. She was crying so hard she could barely breathe. She leaned in again, fingers curling behind my neck. I hate you. Hate that you used to force me. Then suddenly stopped touching me. Hate that when I tried to seduce you, you didn't react. Hate that you went to see other women. Hate that you don't love me. Can't you, please just like me? I'll listen to whatever you say. She grabbed my hand, and that's when I realized what she was wearing. I turned on the light. She was in a maid outfit, a pink collar around her neck, low-cut top, her chest pushing up, a waist barely covered by lace, and the skirt, so short it barely counted. Her legs were long, pale, and trembling, her nose red. Those long fox eyes filled with tears, already a beauty, but now, otherworldly. I sat down on the sofa and stroked her head. She knelt down, resting her forehead against my hand. Pouting, she said, George, you're an idiot. That day when I asked if I was just your toy, you should have pinned me down, and told me I was the only one you'd ever play with. Master. Willow's lashes glistened. Please. I want you. Can't you see that? I lifted her chin, mind buzzing with joy. I smirked. Really? Then whatever I want to do with you, you'll agree. She didn't speak, just nodded gently. I raised an eyebrow. Then go get the toy box. Late into the night, I lay exhausted on the bed. Willow clung to me tightly. George. I'm willing to be your other woman. Just don't leave me. Bullet comments lit up. If someone else becomes the mistress equals shame. If your friend becomes one equals secret shame. If you become the mistress equals true romance. Willow used to scold Sophia like crazy. At least Sophia was the legal fiancée. Now look at you. The twisted villain stopped being angry, not out of peace, but because she had run out of options. Female tears equals male stimulant. Willow really is the ultimate dual mode. Cool goddess outside, cuddly kitten inside. Cures depression, wakes coma patients. Plot deviation confirmed. Original arc had George and Alicia actually engaged. Bold prediction, Willow was always in love. It wasn't hate, it was hating he didn't love her enough. Chapter 11. After making a scene last night, Willow seemed a little embarrassed today. Go to your engagement banquet, she said casually. It's fine, I don't care. She had on an apron, cooking in the kitchen. I asked. You really don't care? Then I'm off. Okay. She didn't reply. I moved closer. Her eyes were already red. She was absent-minded, head lowered, fiddling with vegetables. When she saw me, she blinked a few times. I hugged her from behind, slipping my hand under the apron. What are you doing? She whispered. You. She paused for a second, then lightly pushed me. George, do you treat everyone like this? So generous with your affection? I laughed. Let me guess. You're jealous, but too shy to admit it. So you're saying this instead? She rolled her eyes. Wrong. Don't flatter yourself. I pouted. Forgot how sore you were yesterday. Huh? Mouthy girls get punished. Willow. Her ears turned bright red. She removed my hand and silently walked away. I pulled her back, cupped her head, and kissed her. She tried to push me away. I said, "Wearing this? Not like you're not trying to seduce me, but the moment I kiss you, you act annoyed. You really are a little brat, aren't you?" She clearly hated being called that, bit my shoulder, lightly but enough to show she was annoyed. I wasn't being bratty. I just didn't want to mess up your big engagement. Her jealousy, oddly endearing. I didn't want to play coy anymore. I've decided. I'm not going to the engagement banquet. I'm staying home with you. Is that okay? Her eyes lit up for a second, then dimmed again. Don't lie to me. You wouldn't skip something that important. I lifted her onto the kitchen counter, tugged her apron loose. I am lying to you. Isn't that what you wanted? She half lifted her eyelids and smirked. Her fingers trailed around my waist. So teasing me is fun for you, huh? No, I said. I'm making you happy. I kissed her, because I want to see you smile. Wife. Her face flushed instantly. Eyes darted in panic. I leaned in, whispered by her ear. We've never tried the kitchen before. There's cream in the fridge. Wanna make some cupcakes, and eat them all? She said. Whatever you want. Today, I'm yours. Just then, my phone rang. My assistant. Sir, you didn't show up at the engagement banquet. Old Mr. Moo was furious. But then, a mess. Ning dropped all the proof. Photos and chat logs of Alicia in bed with 5 different guys. It's all on the big screen now. Alicia snapped. Moo family pulled her out. Engagement's off. I stroked Willow's hair, smiling. She was munching seriously. So cute. Thanks to her showdown with Alicia last time, I learned the truth. That sweet girl Alicia had a secret life with multiple hookups. Good girl, I called softly. Willow let out a light hum. Bullet comments scrolled in. OMG, what exactly are they eating? I'm so curious. Willow, you're the perfect combo. Sundara, softcore, cold outside, honey inside. He called her a good girl and she's acting all aloof. But her tail is wagging in the clouds. Chapter 12. Life with Willow lately had been quiet, peaceful, even. They said Alicia hated me to the bone. And the Moo family was looking for a chance to retaliate. In the world of the wealthy, filth was everywhere, but a bride who could play around like that on the eve of her engagement, even that was rare. The public was appalled by Alicia's complete moral collapse. As the scandals spread, the Moo family's stocks began to plummet. The once prized daughter of a prestigious Beijing literary family, exposed, disgraced, unmarriageable. Meanwhile, I focused all efforts on countering Moo Group in business, enough that it drove my father to slap me across the face. Willow wasn't jealous today. She simply cupped my face, kissed and stroked me gently. I chuckled. All right. It didn't even hurt that much, but she still looked upset. I rolled over and pinned her down. Come on, what's with the seduction again? My fingers tugged at her outfit. Today it was a barely there schoolgirl JK uniform, mini skirt, and basically see-through. Where do you even find all these weird little outfits lately? I asked. Willow avoided my gaze. Awkwardly muttered, do you like it? Husband, I wore this, just for you. Is it pretty? She never used to ask if I liked it. She'd just wear it, act cold as ice, then blush like mad when things got heated. Now, it felt like she'd studied how to please me. I said, it's all right. She frowned. No way. Sophia said men all. She cut herself off. What? I pressed. Turns out, she'd still been talking to Sophia. I smirked, trying so hard to seduce me. Huh? Did I ever tell you? People say you're aloof, but I think you're gorgeous, and secretly, super adorable. I really like you, wife. She looked shocked, face heating up with a blush. It was the cutest thing. She pouted. You only like my body. Cold voice, still awkward, trying so hard to stay herself. Oh, I teased. If I only like your body, what happens when you're old? Her face fell instantly. She huffed. Then I'll die, turn into a ghost, haunt you forever. Yandere alert. I quickly kissed her. If you die, I won't burn you a single offering, won't even visit your grave. No wonder she's a future villainess. Even her jokes are dark. The plot had gone off course. She hadn't turned into a villain. We weren't caught in a love-hate loop, but that made me anxious. Something had to go wrong soon. Alicia was out of the picture, but the grudge remained. The Moo family was still a threat, and sure enough, trouble was coming. Chapter 13. Alicia kidnapped Willow. Out at sea, a yacht, a vast expanse of water. Alicia ordered her bodyguard to hold up a phone. On the screen, Willow, bound at the wrists and ankles, tossed into a corner, her body covered in bruises, her dress soaked in blood. She stared coldly at Alicia. Alicia's distorted face filled the frame. George, she hissed. You ruined me. Now I'm going to ruin your woman. Look at her like this. Does it feel like hell? Is this despair enough for you? Ha ha ha. My nails dug into my palms. Alicia, Can you stop embarrassing yourself? I ruined you. Was I the one who forced you to sleep with 5 guys the night before our engagement? If you have a problem, come at me. Let Willow go. Alicia growled. You say I'm shameless, and you think you're innocent. I couldn't believe this, that helpless fury of wanting to slap someone through a screen, but not being able to. Her laugh turned hysterical, hair wild, madness in her eyes. Yeah, I've lost all shame. So what? Do you think liking you is disgusting? I was already broken in college. Why else would I sleep with your best friend? My stomach churned, that's why. Even though we were childhood friends. I always despised her. I envied your freedom, George. You always did whatever you wanted. My mother said only if I became strong, independent, would I be worthy of love, of you. But instead of marrying me, you destroyed me. She saw freedom. She never saw the loneliness I endured every New Year. Sitting alone in a cold, empty villa. She never knew, that one year, when she came by with dumplings. I was so happy I didn't sleep that night, but I rejected her confession so she'd focus on exams, and she went to sleep with my best friend out of spite. By the time I'd learned to live alone, Willow appeared. She was aloof on the outside, but soft beyond words on the inside. That night under fireworks, New Year's Eve, the day we met, I shut my eyes hard. Let Willow go, I said. We'll talk about everything else after. Alicia's smile warped, then turned into a cruel laugh. You only love her for her face, right? She tossed the phone, then smacked Willow across the face. The camera spun, pointed skyward. Only slaps, and Willow's gasps of pain. Alicia, calm the fuck down. This isn't the end of the world. You'll throw your whole life away over this. Her cries dug into me, each moan a dull knife carving at my heart. Willow, hold on. The rescue yacht's almost there. Bullet comments exploded. Holy shit, Alicia's finally snapped. Wasn't she just a side character fiancé in the OG plot? Why does she have so much screen time? Let me in, I'll stab that bitch myself. Sleeping with his brother out of spite. What kind of fanfic traumacore is this? Wait, isn't west of there just an island? An uninhabited one? That island was now my mother's private resort. I turned. Immediately asked her for help in intercepting Alicia. Sure, she said it calmly, just as Alicia picked up the phone again, pointing it at Willow, her face and eyes, both bleeding. Alicia's voice dropped. Brother Wong, apologize, and marry me. My fists clenched. Is the plot going back to its original track? Alicia, you really want everything, don't you? She squinted, not willing. Then I'll just hit her some more. A soft whimper. Willow, barely conscious. She was slumped on the floor, yet still smiling. You think George loves me? I'm just a toy. Toys get tossed out when the owner's bored. You're just helping him out. Alicia shook her head. No, that's not true. She yanked Willow up, slammed her against the railing. Are you bragging? He loves you. And I never even got a crumb. Willow smiled again, quiet, chilling. You'll never control him. He'll never marry you. Smack. Another slap. I was helpless, just begging the rescue to hurry. Willow, please, hold on. But then, splash, the sound that shattered everything. The phone dropped. Alicia's panicked voice echoed through the speaker. She jumped. She jumped. It wasn't me. She did it herself, I swear. My bones gave out. I dropped to my knees on the deck, numb, empty. Chapter 14. They pulled Willow out of the sea. It was my mother's ship that found her. A miracle. Really. She flew her to a private hospital overseas. The nurses said Willow didn't cry or scream. She was icy cold, like she thought her rescuers were just strangers. Alicia got arrested for illegal kidnapping, but with the Mu family's influence, bail was only a matter of time. 2 weeks later, I found the USB Willow had left behind. On it, video evidence of Alicia helping her bedmates lure and assault young girls. Turns out, Willow had been secretly working with a private investigator. She'd been gathering evidence all along. With this USB, Alicia and her scumbag lovers were thrown into prison. A month later, I got proof of Mu Group's massive tax fraud. Every major player involved was sentenced to rot in prison. Mu Group, gone forever. 3 days after that, I removed my father from the CEO position. The Wong Group was now fully mine. Then my mother told me Willow had run away from the hospital. Where could she go? She doesn't even have money, I asked. Mom smiled. Relax, we've got eyes on her. She called her little sister once. But it doesn't seem like she plans to come back to China. As for school, I wrote her a recommendation to the professor you suggested. Full scholarship. She'll just think her talent was finally recognized, that she got in on merit. I chuckled. She is that good. I just didn't want her to suffer too much. Mom raised an eyebrow. So why haven't you gone to see her yet? Guilt? I sighed. Yeah, all of this was because of me. If I hadn't taken her in back then, none of this would have happened. She would have had a normal life. My mom nodded. George, love often feels like guilt, but guilt isn't love. Love must stand on its own. I felt guilty for leaving you, but that didn't mean I should hide from you. You've always been strong-minded. I won't lecture you. Just know this path may take longer to walk. I understood. I did. But ever since Willow left for abroad, the bullet comments stopped. The world seemed to return to its script. Now that I have many enemies, I'm afraid to get close to her again, because I don't know if I can save her next time. Chapter 15. 4 years. I'd heard nothing from Willow. Now, she was one of the hottest rising stars in the international tech scene, guarded day and night. No one could get near her. Meanwhile, my business at home had stabilized. But when life slows down, your thoughts start to wander. The bar girls, bland, forgettable. Somehow, everything reminded me of her. Willow, my wicked little enchantress. A part of me regretted, a part resented. Why didn't she come find me? But truth is, we were the same. Proud, stubborn, foolish. Then my assistant said, Mr. Wong, the CEO of our X Group is returning next month. We can move ahead with the partnership. Good. Anything else? He hesitated. Madam Ning told me, your little sweetheart might return to visit her sister. Little sweetheart. I shot him a look. What's it got to do with me? Get out. Business first. I couldn't afford distractions. But then, I was ambushed, sacked, kidnapped. I hadn't even offended anyone lately. They threw me into a room, tied up and blindfolded. Hours passed. Then I heard voices. Where's the boss? Her phone's off. Dunno. We brought him here, but she's vanished. Should we untie him? Yes, please. The blindfold came off. The world returned to clarity. Wait, this was my own villa's basement. Your boss is Willow? I asked. Yeah. Wait, how'd you know? Are you involved in her disappearance? She's upstairs. They darted out. Wait, don't go up. Too late. Get out. Her voice thundered from above. They returned quickly to untie me. I fixed my clothes, steadied myself, and headed upstairs. At her door, my heart raced. Southwest, this was what close to home felt like. Terrifying. I pushed the door open. There she was, wrapped in blankets, handcuffed to the headboard, wearing a sultry officer cosplay. A vision. Long time no see. Officer Liu. She had matured, softer features, gentler aura. She blinked, smiling faintly. Long time no see. George. Still such a pervert. She looked down at herself, then gave a shallow laugh. That voice. God, I missed it. Of course, toys should always look their best, don't you think? I lifted the covers, traced her curves. Still perfect. She'd clearly taken care of herself. I cupped her face. You're beautiful, baby. She stared into my eyes, made my heart skip. I kissed her. Long, hot, messy. My hands were everywhere. For years of longing exploded. I couldn't touch her enough. She squirmed. The cuffs clanged. Then she bit my lip, hard. I pulled back, and froze. Tears streamed down her face, just like 4 years ago. Tender, fragile, so damn heartbreaking. George, let me go. I just want to hold you. Soft, always so soft inside. Willow, are you a crybaby? Because those tears, they cut, the moment I undid the cuffs. She threw her arms around me. Tears soaked into my neck. Her hands clung to me. George, you're so annoying. You make me mad. I'm angry at you every day. I hate you so much. I kissed her forehead, wiped her tears. But I missed you so much. Can you stop hating me? She shivered, but said nothing. Instead, she leaned in. A soft kiss. Her fingers slid to my belt, and I responded in kind, smooth, certain. The night melted, thick like honey. She whispered, George, I missed you too. Chapter 16. The bullet comments lit up the screen. Oh, I'm crying. I shipped them finally together. God knows how long we've suffered watching their 4 years apart. Once they start, they go all out, lost in passion, reckless, and unstoppable. Two loveless, conflicted souls have finally reunited. I originally saw them as an enemy couple, but damn, this is so shippable, so wonderful. Yandere hasn't turned evil, and the simp is truly genuine. Their ending is bound to be even better than the original plot. All night long, Willow and I filled the void of the past 4 years. Exhausted, I collapsed onto the bed, so drained that even my fingertips had no strength left. Weakly, I murmured, Willow, it's not that you annoy me now, it's that I'm sick of you. She replied, I'm sorry. I waved my hand dismissively. Too late. Then she shook her head, continuing softly, not that, I mean, I'm sorry I never reached out to you before. Her voice broke as she said. I'm sorry. If it weren't for me, you wouldn't have been threatened. I feel so guilty about it. And back then, I was so young. I always thought your love for me was so shallow, that you'd end up loving someone younger, prettier, with a better body instead. It took me a long time to realize that it was my own lack of self-confidence. You clearly loved me all along. I was just too sensitive. And that's why our path became so twisted. It turned out that both of us carried deep regrets. At that moment, I finally understood what my mother had said. Guilt is not love itself. Love is the true essence. We cannot hide our love because of guilt. I pulled Willow tightly into my arms and said, Willow, I love you, forever unchanged. She replied, I do too. With love laid bare, we vowed to spend the rest of our lives together, no longer being so conflicted.